guys, it's Treasure Chest. This is attempt 2 at doing my zombie makeup video because my batteries died in the last one. Hopefully my camera looks a little bit better right now. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do just some of my simple zombie wounds. They're pretty easy to do and they look really awesome when they're done. And they aren't too terribly expensive as far as what you need. The products that I like are Ben Nye products. So you need liquid latex. Also, if you're allergic to latex, these won't work for you. I use Ben Nye Stage Blood too because it's safe to eat. So like if you're doing blood in your mouth and stuff and you swallow it, it's not the end of the world. This is a very simple bruise wheel. It's a CK-1 bruises. There's a lot of different bruise wheels, like there's cuts and burns ones and like all kinds of crazy other bruise wheels. This is just a basic one. You want really cheap paintbrushes because this happens to them. These are like the 99-cent ones you get at the craft store. Don't buy makeup brushes. It's a total waste of money if you're going to be just destroying them like this. The wound effects we're going to be using are cornflakes. Again, get the cheap ones. You're not eating it. It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It's just texture. And cotton balls. I've already put on just a base layer of my foundation. And some people do it without. Sometimes I do it without too because I forget. But it's better for your skin if you remember to put your foundation on. You're going to want your hair out of your way. So just pull it back somehow, like headband, hair tie, whatever. So I'm going to be using this little hand mirror because it's a little funky the way I have this set up. I can't quite see all of my face in my regular mirror. So first you're going to take your latex. We're going to do a cotton ball wound first. I'm going to do that on my cheek here. So you're just going to give a nice little layer of latex. It doesn't have to be very thick at this point. Sometimes the smell or the fumes can irritate people, so if that's a concern for you, just do it in a really well ventilated area. And then so once you have your layer on, you're going to take your cotton ball and kind of pull it apart so it doesn't really look like a ball anymore. And the bigger the area you have, the more cotton balls obviously you're going to need. I just really need one for this area. So you kind of just stick it on and you can kind of pull it apart a little bit more after you have the base on to kind of cover up the edges and all that. And I like to work on all my wounds at the same time because then they kind of dry at the same time. If you like to do one and finish it completely and then work on the next one, you know, that's whatever, that's up to you. For the cornflake one, I just do little bits of latex at a time because if you do too much, it will dry before you have all your cornflakes in place because they're a little bit weird to kind of do sometimes. So you kind of just take it and like crush it into place against your skin. And you can use like different size ones and have them sticking out all weird and whatever. If you hear music in the background, that is my pirate shanties from Assassin's Creed 4. Because pirates and zombies, you know, totally go together. Or they do when you're me. This is really like, I should have thrown this brush away after I used it last time, but I wasn't going to have time to go to the store and get a new one before I did this for you guys. So normally you'd have like a fresh brush and not one that doesn't have like a shit ton of latex already just dried onto it. So like I said, we're just going to do small wounds today because it's a time factor. Like this will take forever if we're doing like the normal sizes that I do. And then so after you have this, you kind of just pat everything down. Make sure nothing's like going to be falling off. And then you just need to cover it with another layer of latex. And it doesn't have to look pretty because we're going to paint over it anyway. I might end up singing this song as it's going. It's Drunken Sailor, sorry, it's kind of like a theme song for me. I'm definitely going to be singing it at my shoot this weekend, so Angie, you have that to look forward to. So yeah, just kind of like pat it down, and that, for me, seems to be the easiest way to get it onto your cotton ball wounds. And you kind of want to go over the edges because that will help hold it onto your skin better, hold it in place. And when you're applying the makeup and the blood after, it just kind of helps a little bit better, keep everything where it should be. And it's gonna get a little bit funky while you're doing it, but that's fine because, I mean, it's a zombie one, it's supposed to look funky. Like I said, it's a little bit time consuming, which is why I just did like one cotton ball. If you guys saw the picture I posted of what I did at my last zombie shoot, I don't remember if you could see my neck in that picture or not, but basically I had a cotton ball wound that started here and came all the way down onto my chest, and it took forever to do this one. You kind of have to get like weird angles so you can see like underneath it, because you want to make sure everything's covered so it just stays in place. Okay, and then covering the, that's just my pets in the background if you hear like paper rustling. Covering the cornflakes can be kind of a bitch because it tends to like not want to really set right. So you just want to get it as best as you can. You're not really going to get them all covered, so don't worry about that. And that's not really too much of an issue anyway, because if a little bit of the yellow shows through, it kind of just looks like the fatty layer that's underneath the skin is yellow, and so it just looks like that's poking through. And if you put enough blood on anything, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna look good. That's the great thing about zombies. You can look ugly and still look awesome. So, why these are drying, because this is going to take a minute to set before you want to actually put anything on there. You want to put your latex away. You got to make sure your cap's on really tight, because if not, it will dry out. And this stuff isn't like horribly expensive, but it's not like that cheap either. Like, this is like a $10 bottle. It's actually lasted me quite a long time, so it's not too bad, but I don't like to waste money, so yeah, that's how it is. So while everything's drying, I'm gonna do my eyes, and basically I kind of just give myself black eyes. So you're gonna start with, I think this one's the darker one. Yeah, so you start with this dark blue. I'm gonna drop my mirror, and you're just gonna like seriously just like cake this shit on your eyes. So you want it to be really, really dark, like super, super dark in the centers, because that's going to give you that kind of like sunken in look. Because I mean, how many zombies are sleeping? Well, they're all going to have sunken in eyes, you know? I don't even think zombies sleep. Not any of the ones that I know of, at least. Getting the under part of your eye is kind of a bitch, so girls will know how to do this. Guys might not, but basically if you look up and kind of dab up into your eye line, that will help get it a lot closer underneath. And you want to make sure you just get everything covered. And like I said, it doesn't have to be even. We're going to blend this with another color anyway, so it really doesn't matter what your edges look like right now. Just concentrate on getting like your eye socket. Like you can feel with your fingers like where your eye socket bone is. And that's pretty much the whole area I'm going for when I do this part. And you're gonna have to just kind of try and not poke your other wounds while you're doing this. Like I said, if you want to set your other wounds first, you can use a hair dryer just on a low setting, and that will help dry the latex without really like screwing it up or anything. So that part's good. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you guys, because it's gonna be a little bit of a long video just because I like zombies. I get detailed in this stuff. Plus, if you want to do it, you know, might as well look awesome. There are other wounds, like, I mean, if you just play around with latex and random items, like, you can make really awesome, like, textured wounds. Like, I like the cereal and the cotton balls just because they're simple, they're easy to get, and they do look really good when they're done. But, like, you can use other things like, you know, rice, oatmeal. You can layer the latex or get, like, some scar wax and build up things and make it look like you have, like, ripped skin. Stuff like that. Okay, so the next color we're going to use is this lighter purple. And, I'm just using the same sponge because I'm only using it on myself and I don't really care. And you're kind of just going to go around the outside of your really dark parts and sort of blend it in with that. And you're just going to kind of do like a sweep over color first, and then we'll go in with the dark again after and blend it a little bit better by just like having that base layer on first before I get too into it. Okay, so like now you have the base where your eyes are like really dark. What I do is I go in with the dark again and kind of like do this like stippling thing, which I'm not entirely sure if that's the right term, but that's what I've heard it referred to as, where you kind of just random splotches basically, and it helps blend the two colors in a lot better. And then you kind of just go, you can kind of do it out as far as you want. Like, you don't have to do your eyes like this big, you can do them a lot smaller and just kind of blend it out, you know. I don't really like it going this far on my nose normally, so just use my finger and kind of lighten that up a little bit. So now what I like to do before I put the blood on is do my makeup around my wounds. So you take the red one first, and you're gonna go along the edge of your wounds with that, and that kind of gives like that really irritated like skin look. And then what I usually do after I have a nice red layer in is I just kind of take my sponge that has the dark colors on it and kind of do again that stippling thing just in a few just random spots, so it gives you like a little bit of a more bruised look. I do tend to stick with one color at a time when I'm doing the makeup just because it's a little easier for me to keep track of, but again, do whatever's easier for you. If you want to finish a whole section and then, you know, go do whatever, then go for it. It's your makeup. I probably should have gotten a new sponge to do this with, because then it gets in a little bit tighter rather than using this big side, but whatever. I'm only doing 2 little wounds. Like if I was doing bigger wounds, I would definitely do that. And again, we kind of just stipple, blend it in. And then what I do is I will take the green and kind of do that around the edges, just kind of dab, and it gives you kind of like that nasty skin color, like diseased, messed up skin, you know. And then I also take the green and I'll go over my other areas of skin that like don't have wounds on it and just kind of blend it in varying shades. So like on this cheek, I'm just gonna put in, and if you get a little bit of the other color, it's not a big deal, because you can just blend it. So that way you don't look like you just have like, oh, look at all this healthy skin and I'm supposed to be, you know, dead and stuff. So this is kind of what I do, my basics. At this point is when I add my blood, which is the fun part. This is also why you want to be wearing clothing that you don't give a shit about, because it's gonna make a mess. And you also want to have something down underneath you to catch the blood in case it spills, or be in an area that's really easy to clean up. This particular, the Ben Nye blood, will come out in the wash if you get on your clothes if you use stain remover, but it's still, it's kind of a bitch to deal with. So basically I just paint my blood on my wounds first, and then after I have them covered, then I do like all the drips and the funky details, and I'll do like random spots on my mouth or something, you know, and just make it all crazy. I've actually gargled with this stuff before and had it like coming out through my teeth. I actually might do this at the end and show you guys because it looks really cool. So you can see how there's still some yellow showing through from the cereal. But like I said, it kind of just works to where it looks like it's like that, you know, fatty underlayer of skin, and so it still looks kind of cool. These ones, again, it's kind of a bitch to color in because it does pocket, but that will help like once it's dried, because then you get these spots that look like, you can see like these parts here where it's pocketing, it will actually look like coagulated blood once it's all dry. And so that's kind of the good thing about that. So don't be afraid of pockets. Like, your blood doesn't have to look pretty. And then I kind of just, this is a little easier to do with a sponge, but I don't have the right one at the moment to do this. But if you go around like the edges of the wound and kind of just like, you know, blend your blood out. Because your blood, if you're bleeding from your head, is most likely not going to be just like sitting in that area, you know. And then same with this, just paint. I kind of missed a spot with the latex, but whatever. You guys get the idea. The nice thing with the cotton ball too is it also pockets a little bit. It's a little bit easier to cover blood-wise. Just because you don't have the crevices. But you can make crevices like this. Like if you dip your brush down and make a divot, then you can get a nice little pocket area that will, you know, coagulate for you. Which is always fun, you know. You can buy blood that's already like pre-coagulated if you really want to. I've used that once, but I don't really personally think it's worth the money. Because you can still, like I said, you can do the same effect, just depending on how you apply it. And then again, just kind of, you know, take your brush and go along your edges to make it look kind of funky. I'm not going to do it too much on this one just because I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm kind of guessing. And then usually what I'll do is I'll take drops. Like, you get, I didn't get enough on my brush for that. Get a bunch on your brush and just drop it. And kind of let it tilt your head a little, let it roll down, give it that natural blood look, so it follows like a more realistic pattern than just, you know, painting on like drips. I don't like just painting on drips because they don't look real. And as you can see, that one just went straight down my boobs. So again, why you want to wear the stuff that you don't care about, because it's going to happen a lot. I'm not going to do too many right now, again, because I got to clean this up after. So you do that kind of with the blood. If you want to gargle in it, I'm just going to do this real quick. Move some stuff out of my sink so I have somewhere to spit it. It actually does give you this really awesome effect, so I'm going to show you guys. And like I said, this stuff, it just kind of tastes like mouthwash. So just down a little bit of it. So you get this lovely zombie teeth, and you can kind of push it out like on your lips, so you get the bloody lips like you just ate somebody. And if you swallow the rest of it, you know, it's not a big deal because, like I said, it's edible. I do like to kind of make it really messy around my mouth, though. Because, I mean, if you're a zombie and you just ate someone, you're not really going to be clean about it. So that's my basic zombie. If you guys enjoyed that, I will hopefully have zombie pictures coming out next month. I'll let you guys know, of course, when those should be expected. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. And again, if you have any suggestions for future vlogs, just let me know.